What's good, y'all? I'm Dr.Trehunna. So a lot of people see my video about mitochondria and what could be the main reason why you start to experience a little bit more of a slowdown and why you start to feel more sluggish and lethargic when you're growing up, just in life, just aging, right? So a lot of people ask me, okay, well, Trey, what can I do to basically have more mitochondria? So what we're going to talk about is the two main things that you can do so you can go ahead and increase mitogenesis, which is the creation of new mitochondria in the human body. All right. So it's very simplistic. First things first is you working out with weights. Okay. So when you're working out and when you're putting a lot of tension on your body or some sort of stress on your body needs to adapt because your body thinking this is your new environment. This is a new stimulus or make this work easier. Okay. So working out is called working out for a reason. You're putting more work on the human body. You know, so what your body's going to do is going to upregulate the things necessary to make this work easier. And guess what's going to make this work easier? Mitochondria, okay? Because when your body's actually working out, your body going through the cellular respiration or oxidative respiration, which is basically going ahead and create glucose, turn it to pyruvate, turn it to acetyl-CoA, and go ahead and produce ATP, you know? And if you are huffing and puffing, then your body needs more ATP than if you're sitting around, lounging around in a bed. So your body's going to create more mitochondria or energy powerhouses for the cell so it can make this work easier. So that's why you see people who lift weights, they are bigger or more curvier or got more muscle. Why? You're putting some tension or stress on your body. Your body has to adapt to its new environment. Okay? And what you can do is basically simulate a response such as working out. Okay? So that's all you're literally doing. When you're working out, you're basically telling your body, hey, this is your new environment. We got to move this new big boulder, and I need you to create the muscles necessary for me to move this boulder because we might have to do this every single day. Okay? Now, two, what you can do in order to produce more mitogenesis is fasting. Why? So every single time when you eat, you're causing some form of oxidative stress in the human body. All right? And once again, oxidative stress is going to be the thing that kind of slows down your mitochondria. All right? Just in general. Now, when you are fasting, what happens is your body's so accustomed of using or receiving energy all the time, right? But your body has some storage right here, all throughout your body. You know what it's called? Body fat. The average American doesn't allow the body to use its own body fat majority of the day because we eat every 3 to 4 hours out the day or at least 14 hours out the day. So if you eat 14 hours out the day and there's only 24 hours in a day, you're telling your body more times to be in a storage state than being in the burning state. Does that make sense? So that's why I want you to go ahead and understand that you need to somewhat put your body under some times where there's going to be some famines. Because that's what your body's accustomed to. As humans, that's the only way we evolve. We evolve to feast and famine. You know, the average American, because we live in the 21st century, because we have processed foods, we never famine. You know? And now you tell somebody to go a day without food, they look at you like you're crazy. But if you would have just thought about it, and your grandmother, she had to fast, not by choice, especially in the 1950s or 40s or 30s, and that's because they didn't have as much refrigeration that is easily accessible to every single household nowadays, you know? So when you're basically fasting, your body has to become more efficient with the energy that it already has in hand. And guess what these reserves are? This is called body fat. Okay, so when your body is actually in a fasted state, your body is going to induce something called beta oxidation or lipolysis. Lipolysis is the breaking down of fat and turning it into energy, right? Now, if your mitochondria is not efficient with breaking down fat, and the main reason why is because you never gave your body the opportunity to do it, then of course it's going to take some time or an adjustment period for it to go ahead and become efficient with it. But at the end of the day, in order to become more efficient with it, it has to create more workers that is able to go ahead and break down more fat. And guess what these workers are in this scenario? Mitochondria. You know? So if you continue to give your body energy and your body is never in a stress state, what's going to happen is you're always going to be somebody who is going to be more smaller because you're not working out, right? You don't got as much muscle mass, right? And your body doesn't have the capability to use its own reserves, which is body fat. Now, if you basically simulate, there's that word again, where you're in a fasted state or your environment doesn't have any access to food, fasting, right? Intermittent fasting, 48-hour fasting, then your body has to upregulate mitogenesis so we can go ahead and produce more energy from this fat. But your body's never going to be able to do it unless you give your body the opportunity to learn how to do it. Just like riding a bike. You're not going to just magically learn how to ride a bike. Very first time you got on the bike, you wasn't able to ride it. The second time you got on the bike, you wasn't able to ride it. 10th time you're on the bike, you're probably good on riding a bike. Now you probably didn't ride a bike in 10 years, you still know how to ride a bike. Why? You taught your body how to ride a bike. Same thing applies with body fat. If you never teach your body how to run on body fat, you never will. Okay? So, hopefully y'all learned something today. That's why a lot of women on my program, they notice after they complete my program, wow, I just got energy all the time. Energy is ubiquitous. I can do whatever I want. I don't even have to eat right now. I don't need an energy drink. I don't need my morning coffee. And that's because your body's getting a constant influx of energy. And guess where it's coming from? Body fat. Simple. That's why you want to teach your body how to be a better fat burning machine. And the only way you can do that is basically simulate or basically make your body get into a state where there's no food around, but it's controlled. You're not in the wilderness where you literally have to cook your own food and make a fire from sticks. You can simulate it by just intermittent fasting. Hopefully y'all learned something today. That's your reset tip of the day. It's going to help you stay snatched all the time. In the summertime. Talk to you soon.